Celebrity Every Day 26. The Green Lantern mythos seems to be an important part of the DCU, and there is no shortage of fantastic storyline that the universe should adapt regarding the Green Lantern Corps. Lanterns will feature Hal Jordan and John Stewart, while James Gunn's Superman will introduce the world to Guy Gardner. Even though the DCU is just beginning, there are already 3 Green Lanterns set to appear in the budding universe. Green Lantern has not had the best luck when it comes to live action, as the Ryan Reynolds-led movie from 2011 was a massive failure, bombing at the box office and becoming the punchline of many jokes, from Reynolds himself, about it. Hopefully, the DCU can redeem it, considering HBO's Lanterns looks to be a more grounded, prestigious attempt at adapting the larger-than-life mythos. Diving into the wider world of the Green Lantern Corps, there are several storylines we hope to see in the DCU. Blackest Night could essentially be DC's answer to Avengers Endgame, if Endgame was about many dead Avengers coming back to life as zombies while the rest of the heroes have to stop them. So, it's basically like Marvel Zombies, but told on a massive galactic scale that features heroes across the entirety of DC getting their very own lantern rings, of various colors, to help defeat the Black Lantern Corps. Honestly, trying to pull off a Blackest Night adaptation in a shared universe seems like an impossible task. There are so many moving parts to be put into place, and having to kill off a decent number of the universe's most popular heroes beforehand in order to make the payoff worth it might prove difficult. Still, having the epic conclusion to the DCU be Blackest Night could be one of the greatest superhero cinematic events ever. Emerald Twilight might genuinely be on the table in the DCU given that Kyle Chandler, Hal Jordan, is nearing 60 years old, and John Stewart looks to be the main Green Lantern for the Justice League whenever that becomes a thing. There might not be long-term plans for Chandler as the character, so adapting arguably the most divisive Hal Jordan storyline could be a bold move by the DCU. Following Death of Superman, DC wanted to do another game-changing story for its other heroes. For Green Lantern, it featured Hal Jordan losing his mind after witnessing his entire city destroyed. He goes on to eliminate the entire Green Lantern Corps, which eventually leads to Hal Jordan's death. Emerald Twilight also introduces Kyle Rayner as a new human Green Lantern. It's divisive for sure, but seems like a possible direction the DCU can take for the character. Sinestro Corps War could be the perfect way to have a massive, blockbuster superhero film that revolves around the Green Lanterns and their all-out war against the Sinestro Corps. It also explores the morality of the Green Lantern's Corps and the limitations of their rings. It's such a fantastic story, with some of the best lantern action there has ever been. It would be a slum dunk for the DCU to adapt. Sinestro Corps War is perhaps the greatest storyline in Green Lantern history. Sinestro is the quintessential Green Lantern villain, and the story goes into the formation of the Sinestro Corps, led by Sinestro himself, as they wield the yellow light of fear. It had massive ramifications for the Green Lantern Corps in the comics, and could play the same type of role for the DCU if it is ever adapted. Larfleeze is a lot of fun as a villain, as he is essentially Green Lantern's version of Gollum, only much more powerful. One of the coolest ways that Larfleeze uses his powers is by summoning an army of orange light avatars of all the beings he has killed. He may be a silly little guy, but he is also one of the most dangerous Green Lantern villains around. Adapting Agent Orange would be a unique angle to take for the DCU. A personal favorite, Agent Orange is most notable for introducing one of Green Lantern's most underrated villains, Larfleeze, into the wider Green Lantern's mythos. The story revolves around the Green Lanterns discovering the Larfleeze and the Orange Lantern Corps. Orange Lanterns are powered by avarice, greed, which makes it particularly funny that Larfleeze is actually the only member of the Corps. He wants the power all to himself and thwarts anyone who he perceives as a threat to his power ring. Celebrity Every Day 26.